We're going for a pitch session. Kyle, go.
All right.
We're keeping this
sweet.
snappy. Let's go.
Welcome to a new Logliners pitch session. Let's go.
All right. So the first one I have is, it's based on a.
We just went in slow motion. God, you're good.
Yeah, no, keep it snappy, obviously. Okay, so the
Is
first
Keep It
one.
Snappy the name? Because it's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
Keep It Snappy.
obviously for me, because I don't keep it snappy. I keep it sappy, bro. All right, so the first one I have is, it's based on a true story. Doesn't have to be a documentary. Can be kind of like a drama, but basically.
Let me type this out. True story. Basically.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be.
Doc.
Yeah. Can.
All right.
Yeah.
Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right,
I'm
snappy.
jumping in.
I'm obviously
right.
making it snappy.
All right, let's go.
This one's only going to take 25 minutes to get to the first, like,
to tell you the
meaning of
title.
it. Okay, so the idea is the character in the movie is the only person on the missing persons list that their location is known. So this guy, I think, whatever, the story might be slightly wrong, but basically he was found in a parking lot of a Burger King. I'm pretty sure he was like naked or something. Yeah, and basically he didn't have any identification on him, and I think he was in his like 40s or something, and they didn't have any way to like figure out who he was. So he basically was a John Doe, and they still don't know. Officially, he changed his name to Benjamin Kyle, but I'm pretty sure they still don't know his like true identity.
Has this been optioned yet, I wonder?
Probably.
There's a documentary.
So we can call it Found Missing.
Finding Benjamin from
Finding
September
Benjamin.
2020.
That's a doc. This is called Found Missing, and the logline is Loser Found in Parking Lot.
Yeah, that's a great
Loser
one.
found-
That's a great one. So I mean,
Or
basically,
my guess is like CIA operative or like Russian spy found with no, like memory of who he is.
Born Identity. Jason Bourne. This is Jason Bourne.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
but the
this is a
sadder
genre, right?
version.
Like found,
The
lost
sadder
your
version.
identity. Oh, so you're thinking drama, total
yeah,
drama?
like how do you like, who are you really, and like how do you find yourself when like technically you don't exist? Like he needs to get a job, but like he doesn't have any, like that's so like mundane.
No, but
like,
it's like kind of an
that's
interesting. This happened, right? Like, I think in its mundanity, there's kind of like there is something there. Like, what would you feel like if you didn't have anything,
right.
not
This is
even a name?
Yeah, this is very much. There's a lot of sci-fis. Like 80s sci-fis have beaten this to hell.
Yeah.
So this is
but
not
as a drama.
This is
right?
a drama. Missing person is found. He forgets his identity and he's trying to fit in the world. Could be like a quirky indie.
It could even I'm thinking just seeing this guy's picture. What's his name? Something Walsh. Kevin Walsh. Bill Walsh.
Brendan Walsh.
Brendan Walsh.
Oh yeah, the
Walsh,
comedian
he's
Brendan
in-
Walsh.
Me, the comedian. No, there's
the
the other guy.
comedian, Yeah,
There's a
the real Brendan Walsh.
he's like supporting character in everything. He's really funny.
Walsh.
He has
oh,
eyes.
okay.
He has
He
ears.
has eyes.
He speaks.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
It's gonna
Ben something, right? Ben Walsh.
what is it? No, his name's not even gonna be Walsh, and I'm gonna
Actor
hate
Quebec.
myself.
There you go.
Oh,
with two
pause
N's.
the podcast because
No.
okay, he's in
You
every
can't pause it.
he's in every single comedy, and I can't think
He was
of
the
one.
voice of the Comedy Central's main voice. Just type that in, dude. Comedy Central's
You
voice.
serious?
He's a
commercial
doctor
voice.
in.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
I'm not thinking
Kyle,
of H. John
no,
Benjamin.
it's not. It's not him actually.
Oh my god.
What is he in?
He's in everything. You're gonna
specific
see
one.
it. You're like, his name's not Walsh, and you're
Does he
an
have
idiot.
the glasses, or no? Does he have is blonde hair?
Matt Walsh?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
like, if it was a quirky,
Oh, I
you know,
should have
like,
guessed
he
mustache.
he looks
bald.
he kind of looks like the guy that was found. But if he's the right age range, if you were kind of doing that guy, like it could be kind of funny, but also kind of sad. And I feel like Matt Walsh, if it was like just him, like really follow the one guy. Matt Walsh. how could it's like it's one name that I have and another name that so many people have.
Yeah, the most common name.
But I don't know, I think there's nothing there. Like, how does it end?
How does it begin?
He's on a park bench. You know, he's found on a park bench.
Do you have any arc for him? Just
changing his name, I would think would be the ending. You know, like really the arc, because it's not. I don't think it's like a.
I mean, does he find his past or not? Is kind of, I guess, the great question.
So. I know it's like awful, but it's like finding a future is kind of like.
Does he find his past and it's awful, and he realizes that it's one of those?
And then his life's better. Yeah, his new life is better.
His new life with his new group of people at his new workplace type thing.
And his old life is like he's married and has kids and stuff, and he just like, fuck that. I don't want that anymore.
That would
just
be
changes his name. I don't know. I mean, put a pin in this. I think it's I actually love my family. Mm-hmm. My name is Walsh.
Camera's
oh my
on,
God.
That's why.
Oh yeah, camera's on.
We'll keep the camera
you can't say
afterwards.
I don't give a fuck about my
But imagine
family.
I woke up on a park
my
bench
family.
one day. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a comparison movie that the tone that I'm thinking of is almost like. I feel like 95% of movie watchers would hate it, where it's like super dry and slow. It's just about that moment, and like, what do you do? And there's not like this massive changing arc. It's just like the end of the movie is I'm a new person now that I'm creating from scratch. Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Yeah.
Cyrus.
Yep.
Safety Not Guaranteed. The one where they're in like he builds a cardboard fort in his home, and he's stuck in there, and he's like, let me out, and they're like, you're just in this little cardboard fort, and it's like a huge world. It reminds me of all those things.
It's like a Michel Gondry movie. We should pitch it to him.
It's like Science of Sleep, I guess.
Yeah,
the cardboardy.
All right, so it's a Matt Walsh, Michel Gondry piece. I just gave that.
Yeah,
I just
there you go.
Stole it from you, but
that's fine.
I like that.
Yeah.
Found Missing. It's a nice name.
Right.
I like Found Missing.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good title.
Matt Walsh, baby.
Yeah, Matt Walsh is a great one.
With
I
a
really
mustache,
like him.
though.
Him in
he
it.
Has to have the mustache.
And I think he definitely, like the Burger King, that's where he gets his first job.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, dude, the very end of the
like
movie, he slowly shaves, like the last frame of the movie. The first frame is his mustache. The last frame is he like shaves the mustache
like that.
one like, and it's like a very long clip. Okay, I like this a lot.
Yeah, I think he needs to get a job there. And then he doesn't know how to like work something, and one of his new friends is like, sorry, he was a missing person, doesn't have a memory. Just give him a second.
Yeah, he doesn't actually have any like identification. Technically doesn't exist.
He's not real.
We can't even pay him right now. All right. So that was the first one. The second one I have, these are all like, some are just mashups or riffs off of others, but this one basically I wrote down Big Papa's House, which is basically like a riff on Big Mama's house, but having Tiffany Haddish basically star in it, which like either it's just like exactly the same movie, just flipped, like, and she plays like the nice. Like older like grandpa character, which also made me think like Mr. Doubtfire. I put that as a question mark, but like I didn't really go more.
Which also made me think Mr. Doubtfire.
Yeah, which is like not. That's all I had for those, to be honest.
I think Mrs. Doubtfire totally holds up. By the way, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's a great freaking movie.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire is great, but yeah, Mr.
Honestly,
Doubtfire.
I don't remember Big Mama's House. Was that like Eddie Murphy or something, or like
close? Keep going.
Martin Lawrence?
Yep.
Okay.
Martin. Yeah, Martin Lawrence vehicle.
What was the gimmick other than like he's playing? Was it like he's playing all these characters kind of?
No,
movie,
he
like,
just played one.
Did he
played
dress
Big
up
Mama.
like her?
Yeah.
It was like it was like he's switching. Okay. I like that. I like that. There's not a lot there, but I do like the idea of just flipping those roles and doing one of those, typical like 90s dress or early 2000s dress up like a woman, Tootsie kind of thing.
Yeah, but reverse. Also, I just feel like, I don't know, I like Tiffany Haddish. I feel like she would probably be great in that kind of like quirky,
her in the Eric
weird
Andre movie. Did you see it yet?
I didn't actually yet.
Man, so good. So good.
Okay, yeah.
So Big Papa's house. Like, so basically, I don't know Big Mama's house, but I'm guessing
it's like
there's some kind of plot thing that like you can only do this if you're a man, and she's like, psh,
well, it's just it was a disguise basically.
Oh,
he dresses up as Big Mama to like go in and protect the family because
that's better. So
like,
she's like an operative or something.
Get like they have a hit on them or something.
Oh, I love
like
that.
Kind of like that, I think. I
yes.
forget exactly,
but I actually like that. Are you just making it almost a sequel to it, where Martin Lawrence is in it and he's like a part of the world, and he's like, that's what I did. Are we doing that? Or
so
no?
they had like a funeral for Big Mama, like starts the movie, like a fake funeral.
Okay.
Where Big
I mean,
Mama
I
dies.
like obviously the extension of the world.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice.
obviously it was like a rip-off idea, but
decades ago, and then
I mean, they did make a sequel. I think weirdly enough, I never saw that one, but yeah,
they did. You're right, and I didn't see it.
But still, I feel like I don't know. I think there's like
so I guess the research is who owns
idea.
the property, and like because. Yep. If you want to make a little pitch on it, like we could make a cool script for that. I think that's great.
I like being in the world. I'll rewatch both.
For sure.
I like being in the world.
For sure. Obviously, recreating a whole world makes it harder and maybe less fun, but yeah. Big Papa's house, baby.
But also Martin Lawrence is hilarious, so if you could get him, like...
It's very funny.
Yeah, I love Martin Lawrence.
We just watched a bunch of his old, like...
Blue Streak and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. Oh, so good.
We just rewatched this.
I could watch every Bad Boys ever all day long.
Bad
so
Boys are
good,
great.
dude.
We just rewatched
so
all the Bad Boys and the new one.
I love the new one. There's nothing wrong for me. It's exactly like I know.
It's what you wanted.
Yeah, it's like it's popcorn, man.
Okay, so this next one I was thinking escape room. I just put escape maybe as like the name of it.
One of these.
Yeah, but
a Zoom escape.
Yeah,
oh, okay. There's a twist because Radical.
No, it's not a twist. This was just like literally. It's a lot of these are either like a title and like one line basically. But
are you making sequels to your first pitches? That's smart.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Literally all I wrote though was, why would you leave if you had everything you wanted? So like I feel like the idea is like I was just thinking escape room or whatever, like it's like the hardest escape room, I guess, or whatever. Like you go into it and you don't want to leave because it gives you everything you want.
That is a thing.
That's interesting though.
I would feel like it's like the Matrix in a way is what I keep on thinking, but like again, I don't know, like, or I feel like a Black Mirror episode.
It is.
It's
a Black Mirror episode and
like that,
or a Twilight episode, and I can't remember.
I haven't really seen all of either.
It's also the one with Jesse Eisenberg where he goes into the house and it's like, oh, this is like the perfect neighborhood and everything we wanted, and you can't leave. I forget it's a weird title. Good movie though.
But yeah, that's all I have is really the premise of like, yeah. I like it more though. It is a game. I don't like people enter it kind of like, what's that weird movie on Netflix that was redubbed that was like the levels and you had to survive? But they like chose to go in.
Correct.
I feel like I have it like an idea that's more a similar vibe. Like you choose to go into this world and maybe you are like rewarded if you escape somehow, but like when you're in it, you don't want to leave because you have everything. So like, why would you want to leave?
I think that's it's a cool start of a premise. I guess the question is like, I feel like for it to be a movie, it's like that's the setup, but then the world is like not as you thought. Yeah. Everything starts, and then it's like Saw.
You
know, like you gotta get out.
They like want to go in it. It's perfect.
It starts out perfect, and then
realtor,
it's like, oh, we can't get out.
I think it's real weird.
Okay.
The kid barks in it.
I'll have to check that one. You said Jesse Eisenberg
just,
movie?
Like, shows
I'll look
up.
at, you don't remember the title though, right? Or
I'll find it right now.
I'll have to check that out. That's all I have for that one.
Bavarium.
Bavarium
cream.
You're home forever. That's the weird realtor guy. And then they're just like dropped off, like given a baby.
I really like the frames and like the vibe.
It's a cool
really
movie.
Like neat look.
Yeah.
Who made it?
Oh God, I forget. I looked it up and was like, what else has this guy made?
Jorkin Finnegan.
Jorkin Chicken John.
I know.
Maybe either foreign.
Yeah.
Very cool though.
The
look and everything is really neat. The world of it.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's all I have for that one, honestly.
I like it.
This one literally is more maybe just a title for like a horror movie, honestly. Like I just wrote it down because I read this weird thing. It's just called Mirror Twins, which is like when you have a twin and their like characteristics are mirrored to each other. So like your birthmark on your right arm is on their left arm. I don't know. That's all that really was. And I guess like maybe having something to do with like chimeras, which is like when your like body absorbs like your twin, that can happen.
Okay.
A chimera is like when two like animals are like in one body basically. So like if you absorb your twin, like you have a chimera because you technically have like your own DNA and then the DNA of like your twin or like the other. Like
I feel like there's immediately like the name makes me feel like low-key horror, kind of like Damien kind of vibe, you know, like it's this special child is born and then there's like the Nicole Kidman mom who's like how special is this person, and like, oh, this is a once in a 10,000 year birth, very like, you know, these twins are special, and then it's like Red Rum, you know, the whole movie's like, I love you, you're my kids, but you're killing people or whatever, you know, which one of you is good? I have no idea.
I love all of that. I mean, I only have 2 lines, but I love it.
I really like Found Missing. Those are your last pitch. That's your last pitch?
No, I have some more.
Okay.
So this next one is really just like a mashup of 2 movies. I think would maybe work, and just like making it more like for an audience that's like not super young or old. Basically, the movie Brewster Millions, which I don't think you've seen it. Okay.
Yes. Richard Pryor?
Yeah, so it's a Richard Pryor movie. The basic concept of that movie is he is about to inherit like a huge amount of money, and he can either take a small portion of that money right away, or he can play this game and he gets the entire like wealth. And the game that he has to play is he needs to spend like, I forget the exact amount, like an absurd amount of money in order to get the rest of the money. But there's some stipulations, like you can't just go out and buy like all the land in the world. Like you can only put like 10% towards land, 10% towards charity, 10% towards. So
I'm interested in how this information's presented in the movie, because it like seems very like, I feel like if I was pitching this today, I'd be like, that's fucking confusing. But I like that. So it's kind of like rat racy or something like.
I think it's just like an inheritance from like.
Okay.
Been a while since I've seen it.
All right. Cool.
It's like a weird. I could be wrong. I think it's like a weird. No, I think it's more just a weird like this uncle I didn't know I was related to inheritance.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong on that exact specific.
I think you're right.
I think it's like that because it's like, hey, you can. So the idea is like, hey, you can take this money and be pretty wealthy, or you can risk it to get this. And then the lesson is basically when you have $100 million you need to spend, and you can't just go spend it all in one place. It's kind of almost impossible to spend like all your money.
Okay.
So like
So is this movie? Sorry.
So the other mashup was Blank Check. So the idea is more just like a teenage, like, so not like super young or like Richard Pryor older audience, like a more middle aged, like in that range character.
And he has to spend it all. It's the same concept.
That's like he gets money almost out of nowhere and is either has to spend it all or is spending it all. Because like Blank Check is just
so Brewster's Check, or Blank Millions.
Blank Brewster's.
Blank Millions. There you go.
Brewster Blanks. Brewster. Billy Blanks' brother.
I'm Dr. Brewster Blanks.
I'm Billy Brewster Blanks. Billy Blanks' brother.
What's multi-millions? Is it 8 figures or 9 figures?
I don't know.
What do you mean multi-millions? I mean like more than 1 million.
Okay, so can we go 9 figures?
Millions.
Okay.
9.
7 figures is millions.
9 figure zeros, bro. Okay, so there's that one. There is. So I have this one. Luke might cancel me for, I guess, or whatever. It's called Extremely Special Forces. After a cyber attack, all military agents are compromised, and now it's up to a ragtag team of people with special needs and special powers to save the world from destruction.
Why would you get canceled? That's like a great, like, uplifting.
Yeah. This is fun. It reminds me of what's the Johnny Knoxville one?
Oh, well, the Ringer. You're right. Ringer? It's more like that.
The Ringer superheroes.
It's like also like reminds me a little of that new Melissa McCarthy one.
Yep.
Where James Corden is the. I didn't see it, Thunder Force, but like James Corden is the AI.
Yep. Bobby Cannavale. Bobby Cannavale, not James Corden, right?
I'm not sure.
Super intelligent.
Super intelligent. Yeah.
That's all I have for that. No, like other characters or anything more.
I like it. Save the world.
I'm doing different.
This is good.
Ones,
yeah. King Kong meets Barney.
He's doing a lot of just meats, and I'm like, I could bang out a couple of these.
Mm-hmm.
This meets this.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll do next one. I'm doing a couple.
So this other one, it's called The Time Traveling Loser, which is like me and Dave talked about this one a while ago.
I love.
I don't have like two. We only really had like kind of the opening sequence for it, which was just like a guy sitting like in.
It's so good though.
A van. And
he's
it's
sitting
like
in a van. It's raining, and he keeps canceling the phone, and he's just sitting there in like overalls, and then you see someone. It's like one shot. Hey, and she like runs out in the rain. Are you gonna come in and fix my sink? Are you gonna come in? And he's just like, yeah, I'll be in a second. She's like, you're running late. And he like pulls the window up, and he's in there, and he just hates his life basically. Fixes the sink, and he's like, I'm done with this job. I'm done with everything. And then he just, like every other movie, lightning strikes, and he gets sucked into this alternate universe where he's still a plumber, and all of his friends are super successful. And he's like, what happened to me? Why am I not a success?
Okay.
So yeah, it's like time traveling loser. It's
like literally that.
I mean, I guess it's kind of
and
like
him like just basically
Christmas Carol-esque, I guess, in a way.
Christmas
like
Carol kind of
like
Shallow Hal, where
yeah.
it's like, hey, like the grass isn't greener, like you can be fine the way you are, and him seeing like what really his friends and how they became successful wasn't even the best for them in this alternate universe.
Okay.
But yeah, like the title and like the premise, I think is interesting. And I guess for the last one, which is again, you kind of came up with this one more, Dave, which was the CEO games, I guess is what I'll just call it for now.
Business, yeah. Welcome to the Jungle would be good, but that's kind of Jumanji.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. The title can be changed, but the basic premise of what this one was: two friends sell their company and make it big. We kind of have like a weird lack of like how that actually gets into this world.
It's a huge lack of that.
But like the base premise is they become super rich and they're invited to go on this wild hunt with a bunch of other rich people, which turns into Most Dangerous Game or like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And then basically, the last CEO to survive like wins. And we also kind of tossed the idea of like this game happens when like big mergers happen. So like if like Coke buys like Pepsi or some shit, and it's like they have to fight, and then whoever wins. But the big twist is there's like we haven't figured out if he's like the runner of the show. Like, is he like the world's trillionaire? No one really like knows.
He's the ultimate insider trading.
Basically. Or he's the ringer for the rich people, but we think like having Nick Cage as like the wild card, like murderer, like manhunter, like
you were never meant to win this game.
So like the idea is like it's all for themselves. They do maybe start to team up, but then like Nick Cage is like the ultimate like he like rips someone in half or like rips someone's arm off and beats like Seth. We were thinking Seth Rogen maybe in it.
Think like maybe like seven, 8 people, and like right when they hit the jungle, they're like, what are we doing? And immediately they see like Craig Robinson or like someone like even like super high profile, like Meryl Streep, get chased
Tom
down,
Cruise,
and he just cuts,
even,
cuts his throat and like drinks his blood.
It's like insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Okay.
And like he just is doing that the whole movie to all these celebrities. And then Seth Rogen is there, and he thinks Jay is his like friend, but Jay is actually like working with Nick Cage, and it's kind of like, hey man, I get it, business cutthroat, but like
this is business, man. This isn't personal.
Or it's like, this is how you
exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Or
And
it's like,
like
this is how you really make it, because it's like, all right, you're like, you each have $100 million from selling your company. Now what do? This is what rich people really do.
And Nick Cage has like a house there, and Jay's in his house, and he's like, I didn't think it was gonna be like this bad. And he's like, Nick Cage is just like, yeah, man,
he's
get
like,
pumped
like
up.
coked up Nick Cage. He's wild, dude.
And he has Welcome to the Jungle on, maybe. He's like snorting coke. And he's like, hey man, do you have some weed? He's like, right here, man. He snorts weed.
He snorts like a line of weed.
Jesus
He's like,
Christ.
damn, you got any weed
And
I
he's
could
like,
smoke?
man. And he thinks maybe Seth and maybe there's a love interest, and they felt like Mindy Kaling went down a waterfall or something weird, thinking they're dead, but really they're like coming back and rekindling. And when they're doing that, some guy comes out of the woods. He's like, hey, and they're like, what? And it's Paul Rudd as Tom from MySpace. And he's like, and they're like, Tom from MySpace? He's like, yeah, you realize you never seen me after it turned to I heard music or whatever?
I've been here the whole time.
The whole time I've been here. And Nick Cage does have like Mark Zuckerberg's teeth on a necklace. He helped Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Zuckerberg. That's why Zuckerberg is where he's at now.
Because he won. Instagram guys.
Yeah, he's on like
he's mostly robotic at this point.
Yeah.
But he gets like, Nick Cage is telling Jay Baruchel.
Like, everything replaced.
Jay's just like, is it usually this violent? He's dancing, doing whatever. He's like, oh man, the Disney Pixar merger. Woo! You haven't seen Violent Man.
Oh my God. I really love the idea that there's this character out in the wilderness somewhere that just lives for blood and is just hired by the richest people in the world to
he
run
is
the Hunger Games.
Either he's hired or he is the richest.
He's
the eccentric trillion
antivirus.
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah. John McAfee.
John McAfee.
Yeah, he's gonna eat his own dick.
God.
That's what he should say.
And murder his
your own dick, and he's like, no. And he's like, me neither. I want to find out what
I've had.
Like.
McAfee's the only person that ever escaped. McAfee should. He should
we
have
could
like
definitely
a
get
cameo.
McAfee in it for sure,
the
dude.
very end.
I mean, he murdered his neighbor. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
he actually is a criminal. Okay.
The big thing about it is just
but she still got him.
Nick Cage killing. This is the end meets Mandy, Willie's Wonderland,
and the Hunt, is that the one?
The
that's
Hunt.
Like, okay.
And then Primal, any Nick Cage, like awesome, like blood
fest. Yeah.
That's generally what it is. You want to see like real innovative, gory.
Yeah, like I just do like really fun, ripping like an arm off and beating someone with it would be funny. And we just think like having more high profile people that like get murdered or like
right
instantly
away.
Too. Like what you got that person for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. I like
to
that.
just like kill them or whatever. Like
a lot of that.
So yeah, like kind of like
stuff.
This Is the End style where it's like celebrity playing themselves in a sense. So I guess we can figure that out, but like that's the last one I have.
I like
and
that.
it gets right into that gore. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Like 10-15 minutes in, you see like Meryl Streep getting murdered, Michael Cera,
actor in the whole entire world.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, and Tom Cruise. I like.
Oh, that's fun.
Any of those.
All right.
Someone who's like a real esteemed like who's the dude that played Lincoln? If we get him,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, he would never.
Yeah.
He would never.
He would come out of acting.
I feel like you could get real cameo people. Like Richard Branson might get killed on, in it. Like, you could probably get real.
For
like,
sure.
Get real CEOs. Like, you could probably get the Shark Tank people.
I own an island already. I don't even need to be
here. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, Bill Gates is like there.
And he's just like sticking people with needles.
Yeah. He's like, you got the virus. You got the virus.
All right.
So yeah,
fun.
that's all I got.